Hi everyone, my name's Anna Marie. Welcome to this tricks and techniques video. Today we're going to look at paper piecing. Now that isn't paper piercing, it's paper piecing. I've been asked if I will do this one and I'm going to just show you generally how to do it to give you the idea. I'm not going to do it as a demonstration to put on a card front or anything, but it's how I would tend to do it myself. So the first thing I'm going to start with is just a piece of cardstock. It's a pearl effect cardstock and it's about 180 to 200 GSM. It's non-coated and it's just for a base card for me to be able to do the paper piecing on. So the second thing is you need a die, and the die I'm going to use is a fretwork die from Anna Griffin. For the simple reason, I thought this is one of the best dies to be able to show you how to paper piece from. So the first thing I've done is I've die cut one piece of card, and I'm going to now add some adhesive on my backing piece of card, like so. Now in the real world I would use tape and I would be more careful, but I just want some glue on my back piece, and I'm going to add the die to the piece of card. Okay, so that sits on the card like so. The next thing I've done is I've actually die cut a second of the fretwork dies, and I'm just going to start by poking, using my pokey tool, it out. Now if you notice these two sections here, as I've just poked them out, I am just going to pop them into the section that they've come out of on the base card. So where we've got our first die cut, we're just going to pop those in like that, and they fit perfectly. So there we go. Then the next section that's just come out there, that's from the very tip of the design, and we can pop that in like so. Now that one's not sticking in there because there's not enough glue for it, but it should sit in there nicely really. So then we can work our way down and we look at the die, and we can take the next section, and it's just like a jigsaw really. We start piecing it together. So in theory what we've done is we've just die cut the same die twice in two different colours, and then we simply add the bits that we're going to throw away normally. We add those to the sections in the die that we've put on the base sheet. So we're starting to take a little bit of shape now. Now this one for me, I enjoy doing this because it makes any die cut, it makes it into something else that you can use your dies for. So it gives it a second use. Rather than just die cutting one image, you get to use it with different cardstock and making something completely different from the first original die cut that you do, as it were. So it's just the case of having the patience to piece it together. There we go. Just to keep going, to build up the picture, as it were, that you're getting. So I'll just do one more piece, because I'm not going to do it all. And I'll do that section there, because that gives you such a good idea of how you're piecing the actual elements together. You could do that in 2 colours, or you could do it in 20 colours. It wouldn't matter. I always think as long as you get the pieces the same, so you've got these 2 pieces in the sections at either side, so you want those in the same colour. These 2 here at either side, same colour. These 2 at either side, same colour. So, but you could use these 2 at each side a different colour to the next 2, and so on. You could shade it. You could start light in the middle and work dark. You could go the opposite way. You could start light and go dark into the middle. It's entirely your preference, but that's how you paper piece. And you're simply piecing the sections, the elements that you've cut away from the die, together to form the full pattern. Then, once you've finished it all, you can cut the back away or use it as a base. Now, if you use it as a base, be more careful with your tape on the back and just add sections as you go. Add the glue into the section, then add the piece. And then, obviously, I've used the glue all over the section just for quickness. Because using a removable glue, I'm able to move the pieces and manipulate them into place. So that is how I paper piece. Now, I know I was asked for this one particularly by a viewer that watches all the time, and she calls me a professor. So I'd just like to say thank you to Rosehook for requesting this. And I know she'll get such a shock that she's had a mention. But thank you for asking, and I'm sure other people will, be grateful to see this as well, just to see how to do it. So thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this one, and it's given you a little bit of an insight into making something a little bit more ornate for all your projects. So please comment, please feel free to give me a like, please share any of the 31 days, because that's what it's all about. I want to reach as many people as I can, and just so that we can all get crafting and card making and scrapbooking, because it's such a great hobby. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.